going on, Call of Duty fans? Welcome back to Around the CDL, episode 21, 2010 ass intro right there. I really hope people think the intro is good enough, man. It's the only thing I got. I figured we need something for these episodes, right? Maybe we can get a more professional intro one day. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Live chat, I hope you guys are doing good. YouTube post stream, we hope you guys are doing good. Alex, Preston, how are we feeling, boys?
Preston, you can go first because my guy's kind of good.
You know what? I'm just happy to be here. It's been a rough week. It's been a long, annoying week, but we're happy to be here. Happy to talk some COD. COD's back this weekend, even though tomorrow's matches are absolutely dog piss. COD's back, so love that. And I'm looking forward to 4 great weeks of online COD that go directly into a major with no fans. So looking forward to it. W scheduling, W Carolina Royal Ravens, W all around. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not great, but honestly, I'm doing good though. I mean, every team is gonna get about 2 days of scrims on the new patch, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, shit, I forgot about the whole that we're switching to the new patch.
Yeah, so every team is getting 2 days, unless you're OpTic, because you're getting 1 day. Because Shotzi was at the tournament today. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we didn't have a 3-week break between this major and the next major, or major 3 and major 4. So I'm glad we're getting right back into COD because champs, I think yesterday was 50 days, so it's 49 days away now. So we're getting close to champs, and it's about that time.
Yeah, man. I mean, the title of this stream is The Battle for Champs Starts Now, bro. It really, really does. Obviously, it started when the season started, but at that point in every single year, you head into that final stretch, final major. This is when people can really get themselves into that top 8 spot and make champs. So every match from here on out means just about everything for any team that's not in the top 4 right now. So at least there's some stakes on the matches. So watching Rokkr versus LAG might not be the most fun match on paper, but at least the 10 CDL points do mean something, you know? So I'm trying to make it better than it is, obviously. But we can kind of talk about the standings a little bit in this episode, but I wanted to start out and talk about the founding Fathers LAN that went on today, man. OpTic, 100 Thieves, FaZe Clan running the founding Fathers LAN here with Banks and NADESHOT and Hector. Honestly, dude, and I said this in a tweet, this was like my childhood coming back together. You know what I mean? Like, I've been watching the OG FaZe House, the OG OpTic teams with SCUMP and Nade and Hex back in the day. Like, this was everything, man. This was everything coming back into one. And honestly, it was a super good day for me as a viewer.
Yeah, I have a question for you. You said it was OpTic FaZe 100T. I didn't see 100T there. Like, were they there today? I saw a lot of OpTic and FaZe. I wasn't sure if 100 Thieves were there today.
There's a reason the Thieves logo was the smallest one, brother, on the combined logo. There's a reason.
NADESHOT was supposed to 1v1 Banks, and I don't even know if Nade showed up. I was just I don't even know what I just watched.
It's a story. It's a story of the CDL season. It's just like the CDL season, brother. We had low expectations, and we didn't even really meet those.
we somehow
fell short.
Oh my god! But yeah, I agree with so this logo, I don't like it at all. It's kind of ugly to me. But overall, like the production, all the matches and stuff like that, it was a W. Like seeing the boys go back and play MW2, play BO2, like great matches. Don't want to hear any of that crybaby cheese about using Steady Aim Pro and the boys are hard scoping. Hey, they won, and they won fair and square, in my opinion, and that's all that matters.
No, I mean it was a really, really cool event. I had a blast watching it. It was fun. Sniping, obviously MW2 is one of my favorite games of all time, so obviously I'm a little bit biased, but it's the game that got me into COD. So sitting there watching some of my favorite players of all time that I've grown up that got me into competitive, watching that and play in a fun little get together like that, plus BO2, I mean, it was sick. It was sick. It was a great event. I hope they do it more often. I'm just trolling about the 100 Thieves, even though they did get pissed
No,
on.
they got shit on today. But
As soon as I saw that they had Josh in their lineup, I said, "Yeah, that should
I
be."
know, dude. We came in trolling, bro. We couldn't get
He was
Dan
actually one of their better
We couldn't get
players.
Dan
Oh my
Ghosty to
God.
fucking come in. We couldn't fly Octane out or something. Like, good lord.
Well,
Problem
Yeah.
franchise.
first
We
off,
got to sell more
I'll-
hoodies.
I do want to say, I hope everything is good with Octane.
Yeah, I
'cause
saw you got swatted.
he got swatted on stream today, which if you're fucking
Fucking
weird
morons.
if you do shit like that. Like, how are you just? I'm not even gonna bring it up, but yeah, they shout out to him. Yeah, I hope everything went well for him. But yeah, I think LA Thieves should have brought someone else out. Or Thieves, like they're all in LA anyways. Like, just tell them to come out.
And you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Someone had to lose, right? Someone had to be the loser.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the
bro.
loser could have shut up.
Yeah, dude, it was
My bad.
No, you're good, brother. We deserve it. We deserve it after that showing. Good lord, we got fucking shit on. But yeah, dude. I mean, there's nothing better, and this is what I hope we see some more of in the off season is some more throwback COD events. I know like Hitch does them all the time, but dude, watching MW2, Black Ops 2 today, like these games are just so good, bro. They're just so good. I know there's differences. The movement isn't as fast paced and maybe things like that, but less aim assist, so they were missing more shots. But it was just a good time watching it, man. It really, really was. And then seeing all the OGs, like truly the founding fathers of not even just COD esports, but kind of like esports as a whole. Like those are big influential faces in the whole scene. It was just sick to see those guys bullshitting on the couch all day and having a good time. So it was a fire ass event. I agree with you, Preston. I hope they do this more often. Maybe they make it a annual thing. I don't know how much it cost them to set this all up, but they did it in a short amount of time. So it's definitely possible.
And it was a great
I want to see
production, too,
jetpacks.
Yeah, that'd be cool to go back to the jetpack era. But like the production in general, though, like it was top tier. Like,
Yeah.
it's better than some of the stuff the CDL does, honestly. And that's kind of sad to say. So CDL needs to take some notes and step it the fuck up a little bit.
Yeah, apparently, dude. Holy shit. I thought the production was fire. They definitely could have been quicker on moving matches and things like that along. Banks was like 2 hours late, so they couldn't run intros for the event. But just in terms of what strictly the production was in control of, I honestly thought they did a pretty good job. So shout out to them. Whoever they had doing that, whether it was staff from one of the orgs or a combo or third party, CDL could definitely take notes from this event because even the stage setup and everything was fire, bro. Like it was good. It was really good.
Gives like old school.
Yeah, and then the 1v1.
Land
I mean, I'll pull up the 1v1 on screen, but they had the two desks facing each other, sort of on like the main stage.
Dude,
it was
on
honestly
this
so
part,
sick.
Nade could not hit a shot.
Dude,
Banks was
Banks
going
was
for
no
those
scoping, and Nade couldn't hit shit.
You could kind of tell the way that FaZe is kind of taking the approach with this FaZe 2.0, with all their like new like vlog like streamers are just well known, like not necessarily game oriented, because those boys were not shooting back to save their damn life. They look lost. I don't know if they've ever played COD in their lives. I was like, geez, this is a crazy new FaZe, man. This is not the FaZe that we all know, but I respect him, man. Longevity is probably going to work out for him. But it was a blast. And I actually think it's hella respectable. I think it's so typical that the amount of time that they've put into these old school games, that they could just go back on the toy and just pick it back up instantly like that. That is, I don't think a lot of people understand how difficult that is. Like, this game's been out for 14 years. The games that we're playing today are nothing like the game that they just played today. And to go back on it and maybe have like an hour most of practice and just pick it back up like that, it's impressive, man. It's really impressive. I was impressed. Those guys can play.
Yeah. This was a wild stat to put up for Banks, but
Yeah.
CDL himself trying to troll.
Crazy, dude. But honestly, like, I mean, he talked shit and he backed it up. I mean, he told Nate, he's like, I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah.
And he beat him. I mean, can't say
Beat him.
Gotta tip it to him. He whooped on him.
Nade didn't show up for the
He ate
first
his-
like 5 minutes of the 1v1. Got a
He
couple
ate his
kills and that was
ass.
it. Seriously.
But yeah, I honestly don't know any of the new FaZe guys that that are a part of the org now. It's not to say they're not great content creators, but I just don't personally know them. I've never watched them. I've seen like some clips of them every now and then on Twitter, but hey, shout out to FaZe. They're going in a new direction. So
Yeah, dude. I mean, this whole event was just perfect timing, right? You got FaZe. Today was their 14th birthday. So, I mean, shout out and congrats to FaZe. I mean, that's like Banks was saying, like this, like if FaZe was a person, it'd be like going into high school right now. Like 14th birthday is just absolutely crazy. Plus, they just did their whole FaZe 2.0 thing. And then on top of that, 100T and NADESHOT obviously doing the whole Adidas collab, which early access was today. That launches tomorrow. And then them bringing in OpTic and Hex into this, I also think was really sick because they could have just did a Banks versus NADESHOT sort of centric event and just had some FaZe 100T things in there, but they turned it into a whole founding fathers thing, and I thought it was just really well done, man. Great timing for both FaZe and 100T, and good publicity for all the brands. I really liked it.
What the fuck? Do I actually look 14? That is
Dude, you're like
crazy.
at least 16 looking, bro.
14. I mean, I'll take it. That's kind of gas, but I'll take it.
kind of crazy.
Preston can't even walk into the bar, bro.
Mm.
But yeah, man, I hope we see another one of these events. I really, really do. It was sick. I'm sure there's more things they could do next time to switch it up, have different people come out. Maybe OpTic won't be so stacked next time around and someone else will have a chance. Nah, it was, it was a sick ass event, bro. It really was. Props to everybody who put it together.
Shotzi's a superstar.
Shots to superstar in every game, bro. He really is, dude. He really is.
Put a stamp on it. Especially that upcast.
Dude, maybe we need to do like our own little 3-way event between us three.
3-way? What do you mean?
At Champs in my hotel room. I mean,
whoa,
wait.
wait. Tell me when.
Whoa!
I'm there.
Nah, yeah, that would be, dude. That'd be fire. A little free for all, maybe first to 20 or 30. Do we do quick scopes only, or do we run regular guns?
What game would we even play? This one?
Why, man? We'll run this one. We'll pick it a jetpack game, and we'll do an old school one. We'll do 3 different games.
IW.
It's the only one I've never played, so that should be fun. Nah, yeah. Naked Twister. Good lord. But yeah, dude, fire ass event. I don't know if there's anything else. Chat, was it a W or an L? Did you guys watch today's Founding Fathers LAN? If you did, W or L in chat. Big W for me though, without a doubt. But yeah, I think let's move into first talking about a couple of the roster changes we saw recently, and then we'll get into our pick'ems, obviously. But roster change wise, we only saw 2, right? And one of them's not even like a real change; it's like a stand-in, which is kind of surprising. But I guess not that surprising because teams don't maybe want to mess themselves up heading into the last major. And speaking of major, we have MajorManiak coming in for Pentagram. What was your initial thoughts on this one?
I don't even know what I said when I sent it to y'all. I think I was just like, "Whoa," or something like that. I mean, I can see why, because their S&D sucks and they need someone who can help them out in their S&D. And hopefully Major, it's never chalked when he's on your team. So hopefully he brings some ice to their team. Hopefully they actually win some game 5s. Because again, Boston is not a bad respawn team. What's holding them back is their S&D, and I mean Penta was getting kind of Kentucky fried almost every series. Unfortunately, he had his games. I won't lie, but other than that, I mean he was getting Kentucky fried. I know a lot of people were excited for his CDL debut, and not a great CDL debut, but nonetheless, it is what it is. They got Major now. Hopefully they get some ice for their S&D. If they don't have any ice with Major, then this team is just, honestly, they're already chalked. I don't see them making champs at all. I think this is just let's see what Major can do probably for next year's type. And then moving Priesthood to the SMG, I mean, he's played it before, but we'll see how that goes. So
This is what I like to call a good old throw shit at the wall and see it sticks. But I'll say this much. Boston's lost the last 10 series in a row. When I say that it can't get worse, it genuinely can't get worse.
They'd be on
They could
17
go in-
by the end of this qualifiers.
They could go into the next 7 and lose, and it didn't get worse. It just remained the same.
Yeah.
So obviously the team that they just had, Major 3, it wasn't going to work. So if they have any chance at all of even thinking of qualifying for champs, they needed to make a change. They're not going to make it, but I respect the authority and the initiative to go out and at least try. They're not giving up. So I guess I can respect it. If this does not help them with S&D ice, then that team is just needs to blow up internally. Like start from scratch internally, because that's what he's known for. He's known for that S&D ice, the S&D prowess. He came up in the S&D scene, so I don't mind it. I saw a lot of question marks around it, but I actually don't mind it. I don't think Major. I think at this point in his career, you're kind of knowing what you're getting from Major. He's a slower AR. He's going to put up a pretty consistent number around like a 0.995, maybe like a 1. He's not going to take over series. You're going to get a solid scorecard from him. I think the bigger question mark for me with this move is how is Priest going to perform on the SMG? That's the bigger question mark for me. If Priest plays well on the SMG, I think this is actually going to be a solid move. I think we know how fast Preston can play on the SMG, and Snoopy is fast. So if there's many people in the league that can keep up with the pace, it's Preston. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, it can't get much worse.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a tough role swap for Priesta. Like, I mean, we know he can run a sub, but he's been on an AR for 3 out of 4 majors so far. So he's really, knows that play style, knows what he's supposed to do in that second AR flex role. So we'll see how he adjusts. Major, he'll help them with SND, I think, at the very least. But, I mean, I saw a stat, I think that, I forget who, one of the stat guys that posts on Twitter all the time for the CDL, they're based on their 10,000 simulations. Boston has a 0.5% chance of qualifying for champs. And I think they would have to go like 7-0 and get, it was either top 4 or top 6.
Top 6.
7-0 and top 6.
Yeah.
Or it would be like 6-1 and top 4 in order to qualify. So they need a fucking miracle. I mean, there's no other way about it. But with MajorManiak, we know it's never chalked. So I mean,
no, it's chalk.
No, I mean, I think it's chalk too, but they can believe it all they want. So I definitely, I respect them making a move, I guess. Like, they could have just rolled over and died, but, they're throwing out a little bit of some extra cash to Major. I'm sure it's not a lot at this point in his career, but I mean, I didn't expect anything less from Boston. They're obviously an org that cares. They're not doing a good job of winning this year, but they do care. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're a good respawn team. They're, I think, like almost like 50-50 on both hardpoint and control.
I think they're top 6 in both respawns and stats for both respawns.
So they're on the top half of the league. It's just their S&D is complete booty cheeks, and they need to figure it out. Lily is a slasher. We thought it was going to work with him. It didn't work. Hopefully, Major, again, his saying is it's never chalked. So with that 0.5 chance, he's looking at it real spicy right now and saying, so you're saying there's a chance we can get into champs.
Yeah. I really don't think that this move makes their respawn worse. I don't think it makes it better, but I don't think it makes it worse. I think that's actually a good thing for them. I don't think their respawn really needs to get better. They're a solid respawn team. I think this improves their S&D. So I think overall this is actually a pretty solid move. I just fear it's way too late. I mean, they've lost the last 10 series they've played. If you win half of them, they're at 100 points, and then they have a chance. But 50 points this late in the season, It's just too much, man. I think it's too much. Like, especially with teams already at 110, you're already behind 6 matches, and then you got to go and play at a major, which you've gotten top 12 at all 3 majors this year. I mean, it's so far
I mean,
stretched at this point. Like, it's nothing short of a miracle, really.
they've got a top 12 like what the past 4 or 5 majors, going back into last season.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't count champs, if you just do the major, yeah, because they got top 6 at champs last year. But if
But
you just do the majors,
there's only 8
4
teams
and
at
5,
champs, though.
yeah, they got 12 at 4 and 5 last year, and 12, 1, 2, 3 this year. So not great out of the camp over there, which is surprising with the amount of money that they spend.
Yeah, apparently they have some deep pockets over there, and they're willing to give out the bag. Like going back to the whole Envoy situation, where Envoy said that he had the chance to go to Boston for more money.
Mhm.
I think they offered him like supermax, like 400K. But he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go to Toronto and make less money, but win." I mean,
Probably made
dude,
more after prize winnings now.
yeah, honestly.
Would have made $0 in prize winnings in Boston.
Mm.
Yeah, they're chalked this season, but I mean, it is what it is, right? You know, what can you really do at this point?
Who's Robert Kraft? Is he the Patriots owner?
Owner of the
Robert Kraft.
Patriots. Yeah.
Makes sense why they have some deep pockets.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the only other move, if you even want to call it a move, it's really just a stand-in for, I believe, the first weekend. Purj getting his shot back in the league, standing in for Vickle, who has personal circumstances per what Miami came out with. So 14-day temporary contract for Purj to play up against, who else would you want to play up against in your 14-day contract other than OpTic Texas, right? I mean, hopefully everything's good with Vickle. Obviously, if he's got personal circumstances, I hope everything's good on that front. And wishing him the best if whatever it is that's going on. But Purj, man, I mean, this is like Snoopy coming in to play OpTic at champs. You know what I'm saying? Like for his first series, it really isn't. It really isn't what you want to be coming in with. So, I mean, do you have any takes about this, or is it just kind of like we'll watch them get 3-0'd and then Vickle will come back?
I mean, tough for them. I mean, easy dub. No, okay. I'm not gonna say easy dub because we might fuck around and come out and lose this shit. Purge might turn into IW champs formal and just absolutely shit on us. But hey, I mean, again, which would I'll reiterate what Jake said. Hope everything is good with Vickle. Nice to see Purge back in the league. Let's see how he does. But yeah, it's a rough thing for him. It's a rough thing for Eric Boom too. I'm not too sure why Eric Boom wasn't chosen. I know it was something with the challenger schedule not matching up, or he
Yeah, that's
having
what
to play
they
the same
said.
day, or something like that. But I mean, you can't really say much. It's like one of those unexpected things. So hopefully Purge doesn't do too well against us.
Yeah, Eric Boom was picked. They went to him first and asked him to sub in. And he came out with a statement saying that if his team had qualified for the Challengers Elite already, he would be playing in the match. But the qualifiers is this same weekend right now, and he doesn't want to miss out an opportunity with his team to qualify for the Elite for only subbing in for
just
one
to lose
match.
to OpTic.
Just practically the way that he said it was just to get slammed by OpTic, yeah. Which honestly, I respect.
For
What
sure.
I even more respect is Miami being okay with that when he's listed as the substitute, because I know damn well a lot of organizations would have been like, we're paying you to be the sub, you're subbing in. This is what we're paying you money for. So much respect to Miami, much respect to Vickle. Hope everything's good there. Not
Purge?
sure if the personal issue is. That was my next question. I have no idea. People are like, well, his last name's Perez or Perez, however you want to say it. So maybe he does. I don't know. If so, that's
I
sick.
saw
Good to you.
someone tweeted something, or one of the pages tweeted something or commented, and it was like this, like, Purge, do you speak Spanish? And I think it was a coach on Miami or someone with Miami in their bio said that he said Spanglish. So I'm guessing they're going to speak some hybrid of English and
Okay,
Spanish because maybe
okay.
Purj understands some based on what I got from
Yeah,
that tweet, but it seems like it's probably going to be maybe a bit of a hybrid. So we'll see in the
there's
listening.
gonna
It'll be
be
interesting to hear.
there's gonna be a lot of aquí and donde back and forth.
So
Nah, but honestly, if it were, I mean, regardless, it's a cool situation for Purj. Nobody's expecting him to go in and beat OpTic Texas. So regardless, he gets another shot to showcase his talent because now the general consensus around the league is that he was done dirty. So now come out and show everyone that you actually were done dirty and that you can play because next year is right around the corner and maybe you'll get another shot. And who knows? But yeah, cool situation. What I don't think is a cool situation is there needed to be at least one more other team that needed to make a change. We could talk about that next. I'm very annoyed that they didn't make a change. It doesn't feel like they're trying at all.
Who are you thinking about there, bud?
Who do you think I'm thinking about there?
the Minnesota Rokkr.
The Minnesota shit-stained Rokkr.
God damn.
Little sneak peek, but I have Boston winning against them on Friday.
Oh,
Dude,
I mean, let me pull up
Wha-
Minnesota, and you can go on your little rant. You can go on your rant about shit stain Rokkr and Lamar licking the
Please, bro.
walls, fucking dead accuracy.
I can't, bro. I can't. Like, I don't even like care enough to call out Lamar again. Like, I don't care. He's not playing well, whatever. But like, at least,
The best they are in the league.
at at least show that you care. Boston is 60 points behind you guys, and they're making a roster change. How pathetic does that look? How terrible does that look? You guys don't look good at all. What world do you think that the team that you have now is going to qualify for champs? Seriously, I'm being genuine. Now, there is a chance that you guys actually do as like the A seed if you get lucky. But if I'm looking at this right now, I don't give a fuck about the other team's schedules. Your team is garbage. There is no way you're making champs based on what I just saw the past major, the past split. You guys don't do anything in Respawn, and if it wasn't for Standy and S&D, you guys would be garbage there too. I don't know what the thought process was. I don't know what these guys are. It just feels like teams don't even try. They don't try. I don't understand. Next year is going to be a free league, okay? And then when it's free and you don't have to pay money, cool. Don't try. I don't give a fuck. But at least attempt to make it entertaining. I'm sick and tired of watching these teams and orgs throw players at freaking it just into these matches and they just look god awful. There are so many people in challengers that have been grinding their entire life to come up and play that are itching to get a chance and a spot to play. And all these people that are in the league just don't give a fuck. And you could tell they don't give a fuck. And it's annoying as a fan. I'm sure it's annoying as owners who want the league to be as best as possible. And then you go and there is one split left before the biggest event of the year. And a team that is that bad is not making a roster change. Why? What the fuck are we doing? I don't understand. I do not understand the thought process behind some of these organizations. Like it's Rokkr in particular. There's a couple other ones there that I thought maybe, but those teams in general, like why? I don't get it. And I'm nobody. I reiterate this every single time I go on a rant, but I am a passionate fan that just does not understand the brain dead authorities behind these decisions. Like I don't get it. It just makes no sense to me at all. It does not make any sense to me. Okay, rant over. Sorry.
Oh, dude, that was good. I love that. Someone
you
clip
kind
it.
of spit. Yeah, I mean, you kind of spit. I mean, they have gotten progressively worse since Major 1. Lens
They got
has had a
top
big
4.
downfall. Yeah, they got top 4, and they haven't done shit since then. I mean, Lens has gotten worse. Sandy has been a bright spot for them in S&D and in some respawns. He's probably been their best player, or he was their best player through all of Major 3. I mean, accuracy and gunless. The accuracy's been piss poor, unfortunately. Gunless, he has his okay matches every now and then, but he just can't compete in the league with your team performing like that. And yes, you're in 8th place, but you're literally tied with points with Carolina, and you're 10 ahead of Las Vegas and LAG. So by the looks of that, you're not going to make it to champs, unfortunately, if you keep playing how you're playing right now. So
Yeah, dude, Cat is just going. It's just on Preston's dick. I love it. I fucking love that shit. Nah, I mean, I 100% agree with everything you guys are saying. It is pretty pitiful. I do wonder, to play, I guess, a little bit of like devil's advocate. Like, I wonder if budget comes into play at this point in the season. Like, maybe Minnesota said at the beginning of the year, like, we can afford $500,000 in salary this year, and after the 6 or 7 players that have played from this season, they're already at their cap, and they're just like, sorry guys, can't budget signing a new player. So I really don't know. I don't know how any of that goes on that side of things with budgeting for these CDL teams. I would love to know. But yeah, I mean, Minnesota Rokkr, LAG, both of those teams, and Boston, but Boston at least made a change. All those 3 teams definitely are low-key down in the dumps, despite Minnesota still being 8th in the standings. I mean, Minnesota had what? They had like 6 out of 9 wins came from Major 1 or something like that. Like, it might have been
If I'm not
more.
mistaken, and I might be, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think they had 60 points after Major 1. 60! And they've gotten 50 since. Hello?
Really?
I
mean,
am I missing something here?
Wait,
they were hanging on to like that 5th spot from those Major 1 points for a while. It was saving their ass. And then now it's trying to catch up to them.
They had 75 points after Major 1. They got 30. They got 30 from online quals and 45 for top 4. They had 75 points after Major 1, and they're at 120 now. So that's a 30 difference or something like that.
45.
45, brother. I'm fucking fried. Yeah. So those boys are trash.
You know, and listen, like I said, Boston's ass, right? Boston's dog shit. I'm not going to defend Boston, but at least, at the bare minimum, they are trying. They have not given up. They're trying. They made a roster change this past split. It sucked. They went 0-8 this major. Okay, like I said, they're ass, but they're trying. They're done. Their season's over, and they're still making a move.
You're done.
Why? You actually have hope, Minnesota. Not so much anymore, but you have hope. And now,
I mean, they're still top 8. They're number 8 in the standings. Like, they do actually have hope. Like, they actually do.
But they got to get lucky. This team is just not good enough. It's not. Do I think they could win 2 series? Yeah, but I'm not convinced 2 series is going to be enough.
No, it's not. It's that I'm thinking with the cut line being 120 right now, it's probably going to end up being around, what, 160, 170? So I would say
160.
You're looking at 4 or 5 online wins, or maybe like 3 or 4 online wins in a top 8 or a top 6. So you got to think like, I mean, they're tied with Ravens. So technically speaking, I mean, Ravens actually should probably technically be 8th over them because they have 1 more win and they have a better map win percentage. Maybe it's tiebreakers based on head-to-heads. But I mean, you got to think like at this point they're gonna lose to Ravens by at least a little bit.
I mean, I would take Ravens, at least on LAN. I would take Ravens.
Well, yeah, right now Minnesota's 9th, so Breaking Point has it off.
Oh, okay. They
Minnesota's
got it
9th, Carolina's 8th, according to the official Call of Duty League website.
Which who knows
6, so they're not even in.
Right.
So they're not even in champs. That's great. You know what? Honestly, shout out to you, Minnesota. Great.
You got top 4 at Major 1. You took down New York Subliners, and then you shit the bed.
Somebody put up the breakdown thin ice graphic, and then just throw the entire organization logo. Don't throw players' names, nothing. Just put the Minnesota Rokkr logo. And there you go. They're on thin ice for the next 8 weeks. Nobody else. I don't give a fuck who loses. OpTic can lose 4 matches in a row. They're on thin ice for the next 8 weeks. Or 8 matches. I don't give a fuck. Pisses me off. I can't believe that. I would have bet a large sum of money that they were going to make a change going into this major. I would have. And then they just do nothing. whatever. Fuck off. I hope you guys miss out. Really, I hope you do. I'm the biggest hater of you guys for the
Dude,
next
this
couple
guy's
weeks.
a Rokkr hater, bro.
I am
This
for the
guy's
next
a
month.
Rokkr hater. Yeah, you're not getting on the Stocksman's podcast, that's for sure.
Whatever.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to touch on these standings, or do you want to just hit right into our pick'ems?
I mean, something I do want to touch on
Sure.
is what Kenny said about NYSL
Shout out, Kenny.
turning him down because they already had their plan set.
Yeah,
I
let's see if
know
can find-
D-Real came out and said that their plan was already set when Kenny was still on, like, debating about being on LA Thieves. But even then, like, because Kenny said he called around to a few teams to see who wanted him, and no one wanted him. And now he has the second best LAN KD, if I'm not mistaken, for grand finals.
Oh my.
Yeah, he does. He was number 2.
I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure from what I saw.
it's Simp, Kenny, Shotzi, and then I forgot who else was at that.
Do you remember who tweeted that? Was it Break?
Brian
Brian
Stats.
Stats.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know how. I mean, looking at NYSL now, you would think they would love to have Kenny at this moment.
He would have been perfect. He literally would have been perfect. Not that Kenny's like some insane OBJ player, like maybe they need, but that boy would be doing a lot more of the work you need than Sib.
Yeah, just I know NYSL is definitely kicking their ass right now about not picking up Ken and just letting him. I mean, because he said he was originally going to stay on LA Thieves.
Mhm.
You know, if LA Thieves were able to like meet what he wanted, because he knew he was going to have to rebuild. But he said like he wanted a specific, or he wanted it to be a specific way for the rebuild to happen. But then once the OpTic offer opened up, which I'm guessing is after Jaza decided to go to FaZe,
Mhm.
he hit up Shotzi and they were like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's team up." And I mean, it's been such a great call for both sides. I mean, he's been frying, he's been helping our team tremendously in every single way. So, shout out to NYSL for fumbling the bag.
Yeah. Dude, it's interesting. It's interesting to think now, because at this point in the season, you would have said, if you would ask to be like after Major 1, we would have said Envoy was the #1 signing in the offseason. You go a little further down the road, you might have said Draws. At this point, you might be leaning Kenny. Envoy, Draws, Kenny, all 3 of those guys are on par for #1 signing this season. I mean, every team, like all 3 of those teams actually like was on the winning end of roster mania, which is kind of insane to think about. It's only at this point, after Major 4 and Champs, we could be saying differently, but it's pretty cool to think that, like, you typically think, like, oh, maybe only one team's going to come out on top, but all 3 teams have a win. So, like, you can't really be too mad if you're a fan of any of these 3 teams.
No,
Or if you're an
speaking
LAT
of-
fan, because all 3 LAT guys are, and even OCTANE, bro, even he's winning on stream. So that's the only thing I got going for me, and Dan Ghosty.
Speaking of at this point in the year, I think it's just crazy, and I think it's worth pointing out that stat that was just pulled up there only has 12 names through 3 majors, meaning that all 3 teams that are the top 3 teams right now have at least 2 of them have made an appearance in each 3 of the grand finals. FaZe, Ultra, OpTic, no matter what iteration it's been, 2 of them have been in the grand finals, the first 3 major of the year. At this point last year, after Major 3, we had 6 teams. Each major had 2 different teams in the grand final. So just to show how dominant the top 3 have been this season, that's insane. Because last year, this list would have 24 names. This year, it has 12.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, that's literally insane.
Hey, all I'm saying is some people are saying that Shotzi doesn't show up on LAN, but I mean, having the 3rd best grand finals.
Their best
KD.
grand finals KD after 2 appearances, too. It's not just that one, so.
All I'm gonna say is put some respect on that superstar's name.
Dude, I will say, Shotzi, he's been better on LAN this year, for sure. Like, he's definitely
1000%.
He's definitely outdone the reputation he had.
He's definitely deserves some criticism because again, his play style on LAN, it's hard to duplicate it how it is online. But I mean, he's been frying. Like he's deservedly so shut everyone up that's said he's not a superstar. I know people are gonna call him, oh, he has to do it next major for 2 majors in a row. Yada yada yada. Whatever. I mean, yeah, numbers don't lie, right?
Yeah. No. I mean, dude's doing his thing, bro. He's doing his fucking thing. Major 4 is gonna be a movie, bro. It's gonna be a movie.
God, it is.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I'm feeling this Kismet turnaround at Major 4. I'm feeling a Kismet turnaround at Major 4. He's not going out like this. The
He
Bulldog
better
is
hope
not going
so,
out. I'm not
'cause
saying they're gonna win,
he
but I
needs
think we're gonna be surprised.
He needs it.
Yeah, his stock is at, I would say, an all-time low right now. So
I mean, this is the worst it's been since
I
he
mean-
came back to
also-
the league.
Could you imagine if Kenny actually went to Boston with Slasher?
Dude. So it would have been what? Ken, Slasher,
Snoopy, and Priest, I'm guessing?
would Priest have been on the team, or would Ken have taken Priest's spot?
they'd have at least 50 points.
I mean, dude, they definitely have at least like 80 with Ken, for sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's,
mean-
you know, I wish he would have stayed on LAT, obviously, but New York would have, shit, dude. New York with Kenny would have been nice. They really would have been nice.
And we would have been stuck with Sib. We would have got called Lil Man. Oh my god.
Oh, man. You guys would have been New York this year, bro. You guys would have swapped.
Dude. And to say, I was one of the few people that wanted Sib over Kenny for a little bit. But after doing my research, as everyone should do, I mean, Kenny didn't have the greatest MW2 season, but
No, he didn't.
he says it in this video. I think he's one of the only. Every year that there's been, has been a full LAN year, he's won on LAN. I mean, you can't debate with that. I mean, my guy's a winner, respectfully, and he says in the video, he said teams just don't respect that anymore. That's not what they want. I mean, you got to give him his flowers. He's doing his big one right now. So, shout out to my guy Ken.
Major shout out to Kenny. And hey, we'll see what happens this offseason, because you already know there's going to be movement from pretty much every team that doesn't win champs. So we'll see if the top 4 just incestually swap players, or if we see some other teams, maybe LAT get back in the mix, or Boston throw some bags. But we'll wait and see, because that's going to be fire, bro. But first, we got to get through Major 4 and champs. And I guess it's time to go through PickEms. I guess it is time to go through PickEms. Now, two notes. One, we only have 4 weeks, like Preston said in the beginning of the pod, which is fire, not 5 weeks, which is sick. And then off of the top of that, we actually have more matches per weekend than we have previously. So 3 on Friday, which is better than a typical 2, but 4 on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, instead of like that 2-3-3 we've kind of gotten used to, we got 3-4-4. So a bit more COD in a condensed period of time. No fans of the major sucks, but we'll take it 1 week at a time. We'll start with our week 1 pick'ems. We started with Toronto Ultra versus the Seattle Surge. And boys, the Seattle Surge have a 1.9% pick rate right now on the pick'em site. Do they really deserve that low? I know Toronto just got second, but Surge has been pretty solid.
They've been pretty solid. But yeah, I think I'll give them a map. I'll go Toronto 3-1. I was very close to going Toronto 3-0, but I mean, they're just a way better overall team. I have way more confidence in Toronto than I do in Seattle, so deservedly so. But yeah, I'll go Toronto 3-1.
Yeah, I am not going to give them a map. I'm going to go Toronto Ultra 3-0.
Yeah, Toronto's I mean, they've been better at search. Their game modes of honesty all look pretty solid. I'm gonna give them a map though. I'm gonna give Surge a map. I think I think they're a solid team. I think it's just a respect type of map out of me, but they might just get 3-0'd. Who knows? You never know though. Seattle, they could surprise us. We're online, so Sound EQ Cheese might come out. If we know Surge likes breaking GAs, they got a history, so who knows what could happen. Then we go to the absolute banger matchup of the weekend. Boston Breach versus
Burger Bowl.
Dude, this is like, I mean, I couldn't care any less. Like I genuinely think this is probably the matchup I care least about this weekend. It definitely is the matchup I care least about this weekend. But it's actually probably a hard one to pick. So, do you guys have any? I know Alex said he kind of hinted to what he was going with. So, if you want to kick it off,
Yeah, I have Boston winning 3-2. Again,
do you think the ice
purely,
is going to be there?
I think the ice will be there for them. MajorManiak is going to bring a nice spark to this team. And so I have them winning 3-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna match. I got a honeymoon period, new roster cheese, MajorManiak, Game 5 takeover against a deflated Rokkr team that I have hella beef with. So 3-2 Boston.
I actually agree. I was thinking same thing. Honeymoon period cheese. I'm gonna go 3-1 though. I think Boston, dude. I low key think they might lose the search and just win the respawns. I feel like they're just gonna. I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna keep losing the searches somehow. But I do think they can get it done. I think they got a little bit of honeymoon cheese. Plus, I think MajorManiak probably wants to come in and show out. I mean, it's risky to take a Boston offer at this point in your career when you're already barely going to be able to make the league. So he's going to want to turn up. So yeah, I'm going 3-1 Boston. And then we close out Friday with LAG versus the Carolina Royal Ravens. I'm going to start it off. LAG is god-awful online. Ravens haven't been much better online, but I think they're finally all together for good in their little apartment setup. So I'm going to go 3-0 Ravens, dude. I'm feeling bold. I'm going to give Ravens a sweep.
I'm agree with you with Ravens because LG for one, it looked terrible on LAN even. And we know they suck online. So, and Carolina, now that they're together, they won some matches for Major 3 qualifiers. They didn't place as high as I would have thought for the Major. They lost to Seattle. But nonetheless, I have them winning 3-1.
I'll go 3-2 Carolina. I think I'm gonna give LAG a couple maps. I'll go 3-2. I don't really know what there's to say. I just think Carolina's probably the better S&D team.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair. But hey, you never know what you can get with LAG, bro. Flames might drop a 2.0 KD in the searches and win them in Game 5 or something.
You're right.
But then we get back-to-back LAG into the Battle of LA, which historically has not been in LAT's favor. But it's in our favor this time around, man. It's in our favor. If we lose this match, I'm never watching COD again. I'm going LAT 3-1. I think we start breaking our Game 5 curse a little bit. So yeah, I'm going 3-1. I'm going 3-1 Thieves. We had a bad day today. We got to rebound.
Yeah, I'm gonna match that with you. I'm going Thieves 3-1 as well. What are you doing over there? What you thinking about over there, Preston?
What you thinking over
What you thinking about over there?
He's cooking something.
No, I'll go 3-1 LAT. I really feel like I want to go LAG, but I'll go 3-1 LAT just because. I mean,
stats say we should go LAG, but
yeah,
they are 8-2 versus us. I think all time is the record.
I don't know,
but we're 1-1 1-1 or 2-1 this year, so at least we got one off them.
Really feel like I should go LAG, but I'm gonna go 3-1 LAT. So
nice. All right, dude. It's clean sweep across the board. We've all agreed so far. So I'm sure it's gonna switch up. I mean, honestly, it might not switch up eventually. We pretty much have top 4 teams shitting on bottom teams for a lot of the remaining matches. We got Toronto Ultra versus the Vegas Legion up next. Another one where Legion just have 1.8% of the picks. Those are Dylan Attached fans for sure. I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm gonna give Legion a match versus Ultra as well, like I did for Surge, but Ultra are they are who they are.
Vegas didn't show me anything, unfortunately, and I think Seattle's just a little bit better than them as of recent. So I'm gonna go Toronto 3-0 for this one.
See, I actually think Vegas showed me a little bit more promise than a lot of people give them credit for. They were eliminated by a Miami team who, at the Major, looked really solid and really good at S&D, and they took them to a Game 5. They ended up losing both S&Ds, but Miami has looked like a very good S&D team.
Mm-hmm.
So Do I think it's enough to put them over Toronto? I don't, but I am going to give them a couple maps. I'm going to go 3-2 Toronto. I think Toronto ice up in the game 5.
I respect it. I definitely respect it. Legion's a team where, like, I mean, they looked really good for a while, and then they look bad again. They hopefully have some more reps in with Johnny. And we didn't really mention it much on earlier in the episode, but they are playing on a new patch now. Some teams might be a little bit ahead of the game or ahead of the curve, so we'll see how that affects things. I ultimately don't think it makes much of a difference. The top 4 are probably still going to be the best, but maybe it makes a difference in some of these bottom teams. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Week 1 will tell us a lot, most likely. Then we get the classic, man. Absolute classic in the CDL. OpTic versus the team from Florida. It is Miami Heretics. But as we know, we have Purj standing in for Vickle. And, dude, I'm going 3-1. I think maybe OpTic sleep a little bit in map 1. They're like, ah, shit, they picked up Purj. We're cruising. No team chemistry. And maybe Miami takes map 1 or steals map 2. But I really think this is going to be a comfortable win for OpTic.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0. I can see Miami taking the S&D just because, again, our S&D prior to Sunday at the major was looking pretty sketch. Same with our control. But then again on Sunday we turned it up to 10 and we fried. So I can see them taking the S&D, but I just think our respawns are too much for Miami. So I'll go 3-0 OpTic, but realistically I can probably see them taking the search if we don't play well. But I have confidence in the team.
Yeah, I got 3-0 OpTic. I mean, I'd probably give Miami a map, maybe 2, with their actual roster, just because they've impressed me the past couple matches. But I mean, it's just really hard on a short notice to play with a sub against a team literally that just won the major. So I'll go 3-0 OpTic.
So far, so good, man. No one's being different. Now we got the New York Subliners versus the Carolina Royal Ravens to round out Saturday, the 1st of June, by the way. Tomorrow's the last day of May, which is crazy, bro. We're almost halfway through the year. But beside that, sidetrack. New York versus Ravens. What are you guys thinking?
See, I used to be so confident in New York. I'd be like, oh, this is easy win for them. But just recently, like, yes, they got top 4 at the major. And they almost beat OpTic, honestly. That was pretty close. I'll give it to New York. I'll go New York 3-1. But I think it'll be close maps, though, honestly.
Yeah, I think this is going to be our first discrepancy. I'm going Carolina. Carolina has matched up a couple times this year against New York, and if I'm not mistaken, it's either 2-0 or 2-1 in Carolina's favor. So I just feel like Clay in this situation is going to rally the troops and say, "Listen, guys, if we win this series, like we've got a very good chance of making the championship." So, yeah, I don't know, man. I just have a good feeling about this, and I mean, New York has been like the solidified top 4 team, but they haven't impressed me enough to where I'm comfortably picking them in series. I have a feeling that Carolina come out and steal this one. They're going to be hungrier because no matter what, New York is comfortable. They're already in their champs qualification. I actually think statistically they're already the one that's locked in. Nobody can take 4th from them. They can't go higher than Ultra in 3rd right now, and they can't go lower than whoever's in 5th. So I think they're actually statistically locked in at 4th. So, I mean, they're like, no matter what, this is just like extra practice for them heading into the major. I think Carolina's a hungrier team here. I'm going to give them the win.
Yeah, dude, this one's definitely just about as close of a coin flip you're going to get from a top 4 team versus a not top 4 team. But dude, like I said earlier, man, I'm feeling Kismet revenge arc this split, bro. I'm feeling it. I do think Ravens got that chip on their shoulder, but I low-key think Kiz has got one too, man. And I think we're going to see Kismet absolutely put down Gwyn for what happened the last time they played each other. I'm going New York Subliners 3-1. But hey, Preston might catch up in the pick'ems a little bit. He ties Alex with this one if he gets it right.
He does. He does.
He ties Alex for second place with this one if he gets it right. Chat, for those that don't know, didn't hear last episode, we are all 1 point apart from each other in pick'em. So I'm in first at, I think it's 115, right? Alex is in second, 114, and Preston's in third at 113. I don't know if those numbers are exact, but that's how close it is. So our pick'ems leaderboard here is going to get intense. But yeah, let's move into Sunday, June 2nd, final day of matches for week 1. We got Seattle Surge versus Minnesota Rokkr. I'm going to go Seattle Surge. I'm going to give them a 3-2. I think Minnesota put up a fight, but I'm going to take the Sea Monsters in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to take Seattle as well, but I'm going 3-1. Again, Minnesota kind of poo-poo right now, so.
Yeah, I'm going to match Alex. I think the only game mode that Rokkr might be better than him at is Control, but I think Seattle might actually have improved enough in Control that they're better than Rokkr in that game mode too. But just out of pure just passion, I'll give Rokkr a map 3-1. I mean, this could be a 3-0 Surge.
Pure passion. Standees is
Very
going to
much
drop
so.
19 in the search. Set another record.
Yeah, he might do it all.
Yeah. Second match is LAT versus Boston Breach. I'm going to continue my LAT 3-1 train. I really do think we're going to be better about game 5s this split. So yeah, 3-1 LAT for me.
I have Thieves winning as well, but I have it 3-2. I think it'll go to a game 5, new squad for Boston. I think they'll make it a little difficult for LA Thieves, but I think they end up closing it out though.
Yeah, I got Thieves 3-1. I'm with you, Jake. I don't think as many games is going to go game 5 this split. I think they're getting comfy with a new team. So,
please, Lord.
The rumored roster change that they were allegedly making, I'm assuming, fell through. So, we shall see.
Might just have to put Nade in for some redemption. Get him to run some games so he can redeem himself after today. Because good Lord, he got slammed. All right, then we get into honestly our only good match on paper. It is New York Subliners versus Atlanta FaZe. 2 top 4 teams, the only ones facing off this week. What do you guys think, man? Do you think there's a New York upset in here, or is it just going to be FaZe all the way?
I think it'll still be FaZe, but again, NYSL for some reason always plays FaZe really, really close. Like last time they played online, NYSL almost won the search. They won the control pretty dominantly, and then they choked away game 5 Karachi, or not game 4 Karachi. So for some reason, New York always plays FaZe well, but I mean, it's still FaZe. Again, yes, they went out top 3rd. They lost to OpTic and Ultra, but at the end of the day, it's still FaZe. They're still going to be great. So I'm going FaZe 3-1.
Yeah, I'm going to go FaZe in a game 5. I genuinely think this series could go either way. New York is such a coin flip for me. It really depends on what New York you are getting that day, genuinely. But dude, FaZe has lost like 5 out of their last 6 S&Ds, and New York is a good S&D team. So this would not surprise me at all if this is a Neslo 2-3-5. You know, because FaZe really don't like playing Karachi control. And I'm going to assume that New York is going to ban Invasion. So probably they're going to play High Rise, and New York just fucking run High Rise.
They just 3-0'd FaZe online last time they played each other on High Rise.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I don't know. They might play Invasion. Who knows? But it would not shock me if this is a Nesla for New York. But I just have way too much faith in this FaZe team. This FaZe team is just way too icy. And they win the series that they should win. So I will go FaZe in a game 5. I don't see them losing both S&Ds, although they have a few times.
They did it twice on Sunday, right? Last major?
Yeah, they did. They
So
did indeed.
yeah, hey, different. It might be a different phase, man. We might be in for a more mortal phase this split, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I hope so.
Dude, everyone hopes so, bro. Literally everybody. There's not a single person other than FaZe fans that would want a more mortal phase. I'm going to match Preston. I'm going to go 3-2 FaZe. I definitely think, New York, like if there's any team that's a coin flip, it's New York. Like they could come out and slam. Are they going to slam FaZe? No, obviously not. But they could come out and look like they're the best team in the game, or they could come out and they could lose to Seattle Surge or Carolina Royal Ravens. So I'm gonna give FaZe the edge just for that reason, that they're just a lot more consistent. And then last match of the weekend. I mean, who else would it be? Who else would it be in last match of the? I'm surprised they're not last match on Saturday too. It's OpTic Texas versus the Vegas Legion. And you guys can go first, man. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with another OpTic 3-0. Kenny said it in his video, and I agree with him. At this point in the game, they should be slamming the teams that they should be slamming, and the close games that they have with the top four should be going their way. So I think we need to start seeing that from the boys. So, and I know we've caught a bunch of FaZe 3-0s just because of how dominant they were. I think OpTic needs to start getting to that point. So I'm gonna go with them 3-0.
Yeah, I had 3-1, but I actually do think this is going to be 3-0. I just think OpTic's better at all three game modes. I really do. I mean, Vegas's S&D has looked a little shaky. Granted, they have a new team, but OpTic's S&D has looked actually inconsistent before Sunday. But
Yeah.
OpTic's one of the better control teams in the game, and OpTic's probably best, if not second best, hardpoint team in the game. So
They're totally playing sub base in this series, bro. I just know it's gonna happen. Teams are
you
just
think so?
teams are still not gonna ban it, dude. Just obviously.
I don't. You're probably right. Sadly, you're probably right. I mean, not sadly for me, but sadly for the owners of the other organizations.
No,
But
there's got to be no way. Right, there has to be no way.
yeah, I'll go 3-0 OpTic.
Yeah, actually, Alex actually convinced me, bro. I'm going 3-0 OpTic. I was probably gonna go 3-1, but I never put enough 3-0s, man. I only have 2 3-0s this weekend on these matches right here, so I gotta start sprinkling some more 3-0s. And I think what you said, Alex, makes sense, and what Kenny said makes sense. Like at this point in the year, bro, like FaZe, OpTic, Ultra, like they really should be 3-0 slamming these bottom teams.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start putting those out there into the world.
He compared it to how that LAT team was in Vanguard. Like they were slamming the bottom teams, but they were also slamming the top teams. So, like at this point, we need to get to that level. If we really want to start getting serious about this ring, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see what happens, man. But those are the pick'ems for this coming week. A lot of COD, I guess, which is cool. I don't know that I care about most of these matches. I mean, at least we got one top 4 matchup. I got 2 LAT games. We see Ultra twice. We see OpTic twice. We see New York twice. So at least we get to see. I don't know, dude. I'm trying to make myself hype for it, brother. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it, dude. Friday's gonna be a snooze fest for sure. The other days might be a little better, but yeah. Shit. Pray for us. I pray for everybody that's a CDL fan that these Major 4 matches end up being more interesting than they're slated out to be. But yeah, I mean, listen, that's kind of all I wrote down for on our little doc here, things to talk about. I don't know if you guys got anything. Chat, if you have any questions, hot takes, things you want us to talk about real quick. We've only been live for an hour and 11 minutes, so I'm not opposed to a short stream, but I don't know if you guys have anything you want to add on.
Has anything happened like other than team changes and?
I don't really think much has happened. Honestly, it's been a pretty tame post-major couple weeks. Like it really nothing has happened.
I mean, Nade and Scrap going at each other was comedy today.
Nade and Scrap. I mean, I can pull that. I can pull that up. Just to read the
Let's talk about Skies being the real issue on NYSL. I mean, he definitely hasn't been playing
Shit.
the best, especially after we gassed him for being probably one of the top underrated ARs in the league. And then he goes and kind of just has a downer of a qualifiers and just matches.
Yeah.
Where do you think HYDRA will be next year? Ooh, spicy.
I think HYDRA is either stays on New York and they rebuild a new team around him, or he goes to Toronto. I think those are my two choices.
I agree. And if he goes to Toronto, that's going to be a scary team. Him and Kleenex.
That is a scary team.
I could see Toronto. I mean, depending on how the season plays out, right? Obviously, Toronto could win Major 4 and champs. Like, who knows? But I could see them just saying, like, drop Envoy, bring in HYDRA. I don't know how much that team contract, like, salary would be on that team if they want to pay all that, but they just got some money back, too, or at least they're going to be getting some money back, so. That would be... I would like that team, I'm not going to lie. Scrap and HYDRA together would be sick.
Is it a stain on that Atlanta FaZe trio that they'd never gone back-to-back LAN events?
I don't think it's really a stain. You could look into like back-to-backs or like, you know, running up multiple events in a row, but at the end of the day, I think it's just about how many you win, not really in what frequency you want them. For me, at least.
I want to tackle this because people always bring up, and people always come at me, that FaZe has won more than OpTic Texas. Specifically, I always say OpTic Texas because that's the current team that we are having right now. It's not OpTic Chicago. It's not Huntsman. It's not Dallas Empire. It is OpTic Texas. And in the past 2 years, since Vanguard, the only teams that have had more wins than OpTic, Ultra, and FaZe are NYSL and LA Thieves. And people always say, okay, how come you don't go back further to Cold War? Well, I mean, OpTic Texas wasn't really a team, but if you want to go further and have the entire CDL, is it is it a fair point to include Dallas Empire in the OpTic winning, I guess, column?
I mean, I don't know if you're actually asking us to answer.
No, I'm generally curious because for me, I would say yes because they're all under one branch now. Of course, Dallas Empire was Envy. You know, now there is no more Envy; it's all OpTic. But if we look at it back, if we add all of Dallas Empire's wins, Huntsman, OpTic Chicago, OpTic Texas, and add all of FaZe's wins, we both have 8. We both have 8 wins in the CDL era. So is it fair to include Dallas Empire in the OpTic brand since technically they weren't when OpTic in MW 2019?
I personally don't count them. Just because they are like completely different brands and owners. Like, not, I guess. I personally don't count it because I think they're different franchises. But I mean, when you think about those teams, right? Like, you think it's about Huntsman, only Dashy remains. If you think about Empire, only Shotzi remains. So, like, percentage-wise, like, it's, you know, they're the same percentage of the current OpTic team. So I think if you do count them, it's not wrong. I just think, like, I think OpTic, I think of who Hex owned. That's kind of how I look at it.
Makes sense.
But I don't think it's, I mean, I think, you know, objectively, it's actually probably right to count them together. But just in terms of my fandom, I just see, you know, who did Hex own? And because Empire and Huntsman were in the league at the same time, you know what I mean? So, like, to then combine those wins doesn't feel right in my mind. But if you do, it's not, I don't think it's the end of the world. FaZe fans won't like that, I'd say that much.
So someone posted, and this is why I brought it up as well. Dallas Empire plus OpTic Texas have on Championship Sunday have a 25-19 win-to-loss ratio, which is for 56.8, Atlanta FaZe has a 23-22, which is 51.1. So, in that aspect, we're still better. but again, it's just, is it right to include Empire in the OpTic win percentage when we're doing cumulative of all the wins throughout the CDL? I don't know. That's just something that I thought about when people come at me and they're like, "Oh, why don't you go back further and include OpTic Chicago and Huntsman and all these people?" And I'm like, well, if we want to get really technical, Empire is in that category with us. So, and we both have 8.
Why don't we go back to 2010 while we're at it, bro? Come on.
Yeah, at this point, we're shitting on everyone.
Does that mean NADESHOT's championships on OpTic count for LA Thieves?
I mean, shit, I would say.
You know what I mean? Like, shit, let's just start getting technical with it.
Take them,
man. Yeah. Take them.
Jose asked, which of the top 4, if they win Major 4, has the highest chance of going back-to-back at champs?
Whoa.
I mean,
question.
I don't...
I know my answer.
It's definitely like, I mean, it's impossible to say. There's obviously no right answer.
I would say one of FaZe or OpTic. That's my guess. No disrespect to Ultra, but I just think in terms of like, Ultra has 2 grand finals, right? Each of the top 3 have a grand finals win and a grand finals loss. So really, I mean, they're a lot more similar than it looks. But I don't know. To me, it just feels like OpTic and FaZe have been like a tier above. Even though they really haven't been, it just felt like they have. Just a slight tier above. Like, we haven't seen the Major 1 Toronto Ultra since Major 1. And it's felt like since the end of Major 1, start of Major 2, it's just been like FaZe and OpTic just a little bit better than Ultra. Not by much, by the slimmest of margins. But if you were asking me, it'd be one of those 2 teams. And at that point, to put a name in a hat and pick, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I agree. If it's any of the top 4 right now, honestly, again, I don't think NYSL is going to win an event this year. Unfortunately, with the way they've been playing, I mean, if they did, that'd be crazy because again, that means the top 4 would all win an event at some point. But I think it has to be between OpTic and FaZe. They're clearly the 2 best teams right now. Yes, FaZe just lost to OpTic and Ultra, but Ultra just lost to OpTic in a very dominant fashion. But then if you go back before that, I mean, FaZe was slamming everyone. So I think it's either one of those 2 that is the best chance of going back to back.
Yeah, I think those are the two answers. If you wanted to throw Ultra in there, it's not, I wouldn't argue with you. If I had to pick one, I'd probably just lean FaZe just because of how consistent those motherfuckers have been every year, not even just this year. But I don't know, dude. OpTic's like, they're scary on like the major, like last major when they started winning, bro. They were scary on Sunday. Like that was a team that looked like you just couldn't fuck with them. Like they were gonna win.
They were in flow state.
They were in flow state for a whole day, which is insane.
Which is crazy.
The thing that scares me is if OpTic were to win this upcoming major, they would have to go back to back, which not only is really hard to do, but I actually don't even know the last time we've seen that.
I
like
mean,
that is
Kevin just said no one's done it in the CDL era. So even
that's
before
what I'm saying.
that, I mean, I don't even know.
Like Cold War FaZe didn't even go back to back. It's just so hard to
it's
just
probably
consistently
the
play.
Dynasty that maybe did that last.
I don't even. Maybe like Black Ops 3. They didn't do it in IW when they won champs. I can tell you that, unless you're counting ESWC. But I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because AW OpTic.
AW OpTic. That's what I'm talking about.
It.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, dude, for sure. But Kevin had a good question up a little bit above in chat. He said, the real question is if FaZe win champs this year, is the trio a dynasty? Well, actually, he said, would you classify the trio as a trio dynasty? I mean, I guess if there's a such thing as trio dynasties, sure. But just in terms of dynasties, I still say no. I do think dynasties can have some swaps. Like, if you count NADESHOT in the OpTic dynasty because he was there in the front half, the front little part of that where they won 3 in a row, or you want to count Clayster in the complexity EG dynasty, like I don't think that's wrong, but I think you kind of have to have a core 4. But I mean, shit. I mean, this FaZe Clan's about as close as you can get without being one.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Jake. No, but if they do win champs, then I think Simp and the BZ are 1 and 2 in GOAT conversation for surely.
Yeah, I would see. To me, it's a dynasty. To me, is a team that doesn't really change. Like it's the same. And this FaZe team has just had a bunch of iterations. So I think that question for me is a little convoluted because I don't think I would call them a dynasty because Draws has been there for 1 year, man. And I'm not putting him in a dynasty conversation for being on a team for 1 year. Do I think they're the greatest trio of all time? Maybe. That's where I would probably say yes. I'd probably say a team of 3 that stuck together for that long, they're probably the greatest trio of all time. But to me, to be a dynasty, you've got to be a team for X amount of years, and they've switched fourths 3 years in a row, from Alec to Slasher to now Draza. I don't think you can classify them as a dynasty for that reason. But I do think that if they were to win champs, 2 rings, they would be an insane trio, and Abizi and Simp would be an easier, even crazier duo.
If they were to find the missing piece and make a dynasty conversation, I mean, who do you think would fill that spot? Probably be Draza, I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they're off to a start now.
Yeah, the way they're playing right now, if they win champs this year, they're definitely not making a change. And if they win champs next year, then it's going to be. But again, it's so tough to go back to back on anything in the league nowadays because of just all the talent. So who knows, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely dynasty conversation is tough, man. If you ask anyone who's even slightly a FaZe fan, they're of course going to say yes. For me, it's really just Vanguard. Like, you can't be a dynasty if you had an entire year where you did not win an event. And even at that, they've had, 1 event win each of the other years, right? MW2 and then this year. Who knows what happens the rest of the season? I keep saying that, but yeah, I mean, if you're gonna count Cold War, like then that means you have to count Vanguard, and they literally didn't win an event. So it's like, is LAT a dynasty because they won 2 in Vanguard and 1 in MW2? Like, no. So I just, just because you win, they are. Let's fucking go. Yeah, dude, add the Black Ops 4 wins in there while you're at it. Nah, it's definitely an interesting conversation. Maybe, maybe I'm a hater, but I don't think
we don't speak about Black Ops 4. You guys would not lose to us. You guys lost to us like 1 time that entire year.
But I think what Alex said about Simp and Abe, if they win champs this year, probably being 1 and 2 in GOAT conversation, I think that's actually an interesting question. Because think about it. Let's say Simp and Abe, they win champs. They get their 3rd ring. I think that puts them at what, like 11 wins all time or something like that. Does that put them over Crim6? Because I know you can say, Crim's got 38 wins, but they're all a bunch of bullshit or whatever. Let's take out 20 of Crim6's wins. He's got 3 wins and 18 championships. Like 3 rings and 18 championships. Does what Simp and Abe have done put them over that still? Taking out 20 of Crim6's wins?
I think they're still not over Scumpy in general.
Well, I mean, listen, it depends where you have Scump ranked too, but I'm just using Crim as an example because he has 3 ranks. I personally don't think it puts him over him just yet, but dude, it's fucking hard because it's hard to compare eras.
I think if they won more, again, how we said, if they won more in Vanguard, if they won more in MW2, maybe we could have that conversation. But just because they were silver surfing for a little bit, and then they won in last year at the Boston Major, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Crim is still him, a fee.
FaZe's consistency on Championship Sunday is what's killing them. Like, if they had Crim's consistency on Sunday, then they would absolutely, undoubtedly be 1 and 2. But they don't. So it's hard for them to be over the top. But I will say, like, the competition is crazier nowadays. It is for sure. But it is very difficult to put them over Crim without winning a couple more majors. But this third ring between the two of them puts them, I would say, probably 2 and 3, if I'm being honest. I mean, I would say.
Makes it, dude, it
I
makes
would
it
s-
interesting.
I
The
would say they put him 2 and 3. In the time span that they've done it, and at the level that they've done it, and all three would have been on LAN, by the way. So I don't know. I don't know.
the impressive stuff again, how Preston said, if they had Crim's consistency, because they're 23 and 22 on Champ Sunday,
Dude, they could have 40 wins if they win them all.
like they would literally
Woo.
undoubtedly be the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
If they even won possibly, 10 more games and they were 33 and 12 or whatever. But like the fact that every other day they're 139 and 34, but they don't get it done on Sunday. Again, that's what's hurting them, is the fact that they're silver surfing a little bit too much. They didn't win in Vanguard. They won one in MW2. If they had the level of consistency that they did in Cold War, even where they won 3 out of the 5 or 4 out of the 5 or whatever,
4, yeah.
they would be set. Like they would undoubtedly be 1 and 2, the greatest team of all time. But it's just not there right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
and we're not saying that in like a bad way either. It's
No,
hard.
no, yeah.
It is hard to dominate at a crazy level when the level of competition is this high. But no matter what we say about them possibly being a dynasty or not, it doesn't matter because they're still really freaking good. Like, undoubtedly the best overall
Third
team in
best
the
team of all
CDL
time.
era. Yeah, really. Yeah, I would say
Definitely the
so.
third best team of all time.
So, I mean, there's levels for sure,
Mhm.
but I don't know if they've crossed the final level yet.
Yeah, I mean, even that complexity in EG team being 31 and 4, having 89% win percentage on Champ Sunday, that shit's crazy.
Yeah. I will say it's funny when you think back to it because after Cold War, people were like, bro, Simp and Beezy are going to be top 3 in no time. Like these guys are the new GOATs. Like they will be the GOATs at the end of when all things are said and done. Then Vanguard happened. Then MW2 happened. And now we're here. And for probably most people, they're still not top 5. So I just think it's interesting because it's like, look at their trajectory. Like these guys look like they're going to be the greatest of all time. But shit, things change, man. Things change. People lack ice maybe on Sundays. I don't know. I'm not trying to push any buttons here, but we'll see, man. I think those guys are incredible either way, bro. I think that trio is about as close to a dynasty. And if you want to break everything down into trios, then sure, the trio is a trio dynasty. But in terms of just straight up dynasties, I'm not putting them in that conversation just yet.
I hear you. Good comms.
I don't feel like CDO champ should be that high of a standard, being only 8 teams. When I attended IW Black Ops 4 champs, it was insane with the world champs. I mean, it's still a ring though. Again, I think I'm the only one that said I would rather win champs than win every major out of the 3 of us.
Yeah, I'm taking the majors.
I'm taking the majors too.
It's just like, give me that ring, give me that jewelry. Because if I win all the majors and then I don't win champs, I'm gonna lose so much full. But like if I'm like getting like second or third or fourth, not winning
Just
them,
cry.
then I get to that ring and I win it all. It was like, oh shit stinks. What can you say? You beat me all.
Wipe your tears with
year?
the 800K cash earned over the 4 majors
And
that
the
you've
4
won.
trophies on your back shelf.
And the 4 trophies in your back shelf.
Nah,
Wow.
I mean, that's to each their own. It's to each their own. Everyone values a ring differently. I mean, for most players, I think they would all, for a lot of players I've heard answer that, other than like Simp said they would have take the ring. But Simp's already got 2 of them, so he might not really care that much about getting a third at this point. I'm sure he wants it, obviously, but yeah, dude, I will.
Does
I mean,
NY still make a roster change if they only win champs barely, not dominantly, like maybe Gwen for Kiz?
if NYSL win champs, I bet they drop 3 players at this fucking rate, bro.
If NYSL win champs,
They drop everyone but HYDRA.
If NYSL win champs, you pick up accuracy because that guy's unfucking droppable apparently. So
man, that video I can't
Still laughing at it.
This is comedy.
But yeah, Jose, I mean, listen, I said last year, they won champs, they shouldn't make a change. Even though they're not looking good this year, if they win champs, I still would stick by don't make a change. But we know that they're unpredictable.
Yeah, they probably will, honestly.
It's interesting, dude. I'm interested to see what's going to happen the rest of this year because we could talk about, I mean, we've been talking about roster changes the entire season, right? Because it's fun to talk about, but who knows what's going to happen Major 4 and champs, man. You really have no idea what's going to happen.
I'm with you, man. It's gonna be. Well, I don't want to say it's gonna be fun because I mean, is it really? But
if OpTic don't win, it won't be as fun for you.
Yeah, I guess so.
I will say if I'm an OpTic fan, I low-key want to lose Major 4 so I don't have that back-to-back-to-back pressure going into champs.
Okay.
But also, it could be motivational to try and go back-to-back-to-back.
I mean, the last
back-to-back would be typical.
Yeah, I mean, 3 in a row, dude, including champs to cap up the season. I mean, LAT won, 4 in champs two years ago. So that's only 2 though. 3 is fucking insane.
I mean, the last team to do it was what we said, AW OpTic.
I'm not sure for sure, but that's what I think. And it didn't include champs.
I mean, why not? Oh, it didn't include champs?
Nah, because they got 7th in champs, and then they shot retired.
Oh, they did. HBR.
I'll never forget it, brother. I was crying that day.
It would be typical as fuck, but do we really want to risk that though?
Well, no, obviously you want to go out and win. You want them to try their best.
I'll take a grand final appearance in Major 4, lose for them to win while I'm there at champs. That's what I'm okay with.
If that was a deal you can make with a genie or some shit, for sure.
Yeah, if that's a deal that I'd even take a top 3 at Major 4 with no fans if the genie guaranteed that they
I would take
champs.
a top 12 at Major 4 if it guaranteed I was going to win champs. Who cares if you get 2nd or 12th if you're going to win champs?
Nah, I don't want to.
You'd rather get like top 2 at Major 4 and champs rather than top 12 and then first.
Yeah, probably. At least both are fun.
I mean, shit, dude. I'd rather take first all day.
Yeah, I think I agree with Jacob. Give me that 12.
I'd rather not show up to Major 4. I'd rather the plane be delayed and not make it.
Man, we got 2 top 12s last year. It's the worst weekends of my life.
But we're saying in our hypothetically guaranteed chance.
I can't believe twice last year I sat on a Saturday of a tournament and OpTic didn't play at all. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That's hilarious, dude. LAT's winning Major 4 anyway.
4? Yeah, you're right.
We're Major 4 merchants.
Honestly, like I'm kind of down with that. Like OpTic gets 2nd.
I would love a different team to win. If it is New York, that's cool. But I'd love it. I'd love to be LAT.
Dude, LAT win Major 4. I don't even know.
You got to give me a kiss at champs for sure.
Okay, on the cock.
Yeah, dude, honestly.
Which of the top 4 has the highest chance of choking from the winner's bracket side in the finals? For Major 4 or for champs?
For either, it's New York. I mean,
yeah,
you can't say any of the other 3, honestly.
FaZe.
New York is. This guy's hitting he's hanging with Dan Ghosty before the show. And NADESHOT. NADESHOT's definitely smoking it up right now. Nah, it's gotta be New York. I mean, they're the only ones that haven't made a top 4 in all 3 events.
Yeah, agreed.
But hey, who knows, man? Champs time comes around. If we're talking about champs, pressure gets on you. New York was good last year at champs. You never know, man. You never know.
Shotzi shooting from the compound, the LA Thieves compound. Tell that motherfucker to get home. He got a match.
Dude, I think they were supposed to be flying home tonight and their flight got delayed. I think I heard them say that on the broadcast earlier. I don't know if that means they're like not going home until tomorrow, or if that means like they're heading to the airport in a couple hours. But I mean, NADESHOT was like, "Yo, just you guys can just play here," and he was like, "Nah, brother, we gotta get home." He was like, "Scump, you can watch party from here, dog. It's not a big deal."
I mean, they're all there.
The watch party would be fire, bro, because Nade would probably hop on the watch party too if they were at the compound.
But then, nah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. He all the people would be flaming him, cooking his ass.
He's gonna be live tomorrow, bro. So
yeah, I gotta all day. I gotta see that shit. Oh, speaking of tomorrow, I guess it's just. I mean, we're strictly like COD related, but HCS London starts tomorrow. So that's fun. If you guys pay attention to competitive Halo.
Halo, yeah.
I think
that starts tomorrow.
I think Apex stuff starts tomorrow too.
Oh, bang. I stopped paying attention to that because OpTic got rid of their team, but good for Apex.
Yeah. A lot of esports stuff going on this weekend, I guess.
Isn't like yeah, I know they do. They got thrown in the bracket of hell. Isn't didn't like Hal like join like two of DZ's players and now made like a super team?
Yeah, that's crazy. 0. He left TSM.
Yeah, that's wild.
Honestly, it's because if you would watch like the videos, like his streams, he would absolutely like crash out at his teammates.
Dude, Hal is he's crazy.
Dude, I tip the passion, but he's the definition of a crash out. Like
I would be checked if he was my teammate. When I heard some of his fucking comms.
He's a winner, man.
I mean, he's the GOAT of Apex, you know? At this point in time, he's the undoubtable GOAT of Apex, so you know? And he teamed with one of the guys on TSM for a majority of that, so it clearly works, at least for some people. He kind of reminds me of like, I feel like that's what Clay can be like when Clay's really like upset, but Hal's like that all the time. So there's a difference.
Yeah, Hal is toxic Clay.
Yeah, honestly, but I do hope OpTic gets back into more esports.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, truly. I know Hex said in the process that, you know, they just didn't see themselves really with Apex. The Apex guys weren't really in any content, and that's what he wants to have, like, together is content and competing, but I want to go back to the glory days where we're literally getting everything: gears, CS.
I forget who was it that recently was on a podcast talking about Hex and OpTic. He was a CS player for them. I don't remember if it was Mixwell or someone who was on that team with Mixwell, but he basically said, like, Hex told them, like, you don't got to be in content as long as you're winning. But if you're not doing either of them, I don't want you on my team. Basically, that's like a quick summary of it. But I mean, he said also, like, Hex was the greatest owner he's ever worked with, and like, he's worked with some great owners, and Hex is for sure. It was Rush. Yeah, I mean, he basically said, like, hey, you guys are winning, so you don't got to be in content. Like, it's all good. So,
I mean, makes sense. I mean, if you're winning, that's fine with me.
Shit,
but Rocket League wasn't really winning. Apex wasn't really winning. So, it makes sense.
I would absolutely love for OpTic to get involved in OnlyFans. Like, it would literally...
Dude,
it would just
for sure. They could charge a high premium for that sub content too, dude.
That's what I want them to get into.
Oh my god, bro.
I kind of agree. Like can you imagine
like SCUMP playing like with his toes on the controller or something?
Yeah, man.
He's playing 1v1 in Shotzi, and they're both playing with their toes. Shirtless.
That's what I'm talking about. I'd start barking at the fucking screen.
Oh shit! Oh my god. Preston's getting feral over there, dude. Holy shit! His camera's gonna start rising pretty soon here.
Maybe if it was paid, I'm not paying any other buzz. Hey, speak for yourself.
Down bad, bro. Chat is always down bad.
I'm taking the boys over anyone any day.
The COD community is the most down bad community I've ever seen, bro. Every day I go on Twitter, I'm more thankful for my fiance because I'm
Dude.
like, good lord, I don't got to go through this bullshit.
Dude, the amount of people that DM me to try and get that one girl's Twitter that like did the interviews, I was like,
Oh, for
brothers,
Breaking Point,
get a fucking grip, my
they were
guys.
DMing you trying to get her
Yeah,
number.
they were
That's
like,
fucking
no,
crazy, bro.
well, try and get her Twitter, not
Oh,
her
Twitter.
number.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
Was she not tagged on some of their posts?
Yeah, which is why I was like,
Yeah, they couldn't just click on her to handle through there.
It's because it was because of the X Defiant and Call of Duty post that Breaking Point did, where like she was X Defiant and TacTICALRAB was Call of Duty, and he was like ignoring her. They didn't tag her in that, so people were like, "Oh, what's her Twitter? What's her Twitter? This, and that." And I
So
was
down
like,
bad.
"Brothers, get a grip!" Oh my god,
So down bad, bro.
I don't think OpTic get into another esport for at least a year or two. I can see that. Shit, I mean, Formo's been pretty adamant that Halo's dying after this year, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, like when you just think about it purely from a business perspective, they probably they're gonna make more profit or get closer to profitability if they're just in less esports.
Oh wait, Shotzi just said the flight got canceled.
Ah,
So
shit.
that shit didn't get delayed.
Dude,
that shit got canceled.
I was supposed to fly home to New Jersey last weekend. I get to the airport for our flight at like 6 p.m. on Friday. Shit gets delayed an hour. I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. Gets delayed another hour. I'm like, damn. Gets delayed another hour. I'm like, damn. Then that shit got canceled at like midnight. We've been sitting there for 6 fucking hours. I got this little kid next to me coughing on my fucking shoulder the whole time. And this flight gets fucking canceled. Meanwhile, we were supposed to be going to a friend's wedding, and my fiance was supposed to be going wedding dress shopping that weekend. And obviously, we were going to see family. So we end up not going home. I ended up getting kind of sick because I had that little kid coughing on me the whole fucking time. Dude, it was like, I don't know what happened, bro. But Texas weather has been fucking crazy, bro. We've had some insane weather the last couple weeks. Everything from tornadoes to hail to thunderstorms to floods. So I'm not surprised their flight was canceled. I'm out here, bro. I'm out here fucking dodging hail, bro. The tornadoes coming at me. I'm like, god damn. you know, dude, I'm out here moving and grooving, bro.
Sharknado featuring Jake Maverick, except the sharks are Shotzi on Stickstar.
Ah, shit. I'm opening my
movie.
mouth.
Oh.
Oh, shit, dude. Oh.
Dude,
have you guys heard the AI fucking Drake's diss track about Kendrick?
Yeah.
Drake just opened his mouth. Or no, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Dude, so funny, bro. Holy shit. I've been seeing people doing that, like having their girlfriends react to it. It's so funny. Because at first it's like, oh shit, Drake's about to go fucking in. And then he just gets hella sussy, and I'm like, yeah. Oh, God.
This is what Jake had to deal with at the airport right here. Oh.
What is this guy pulling up, dude? Dude, it's fucking fucking getting late, bro. It's been a long day.
This is what he had to
dude, I'm not even, bro, when I tell you, there was a family that was sitting next to us at the airport, right? The one kid was coughing on me, and I'm literally not joking when I say this. Like, I will look directly into the camera, hand to my heart. The other kid sat across from us and counted from 0 to 1,000 for over an hour straight out loud. Out loud. The kid was probably like 4 or 5. She skipped a bunch of numbers in there. When I tell you, she literally went from 0 to 1,000. And after like every few numbers, she'd be like, Mom, am I doing it right? Dude, I almost lost my fucking mind, bro. I thank God the flight was canceled, because if I had to listen to that the whole 3.5-hour flight back to Jersey, good Lord, I might have gotten thrown off the plane.
Yeah, it's it with the 1 to 1,000. I don't think I've ever counted those.
Dude,
1,000.
Motherfucker was like Mr. Beast in the airport. I don't know what was going on, dude.
You didn't have any headphones or nothing?
I mean, I do, but like, my fiance is like sitting next to me. What am I just gonna say? Fuck out of here! I ain't gonna talk to you for the rest of this time.
Yeah, let her deal with that shit.
Shit, dude. I mean, she was already upset. Our flight kept getting delayed. So
did the kid mess up? Were they like at 697 and then just lost track?
Dude, no. I honestly, I did start tuning it out at some point, but She definitely like. I mean, like I said, this little girl was young, so she definitely didn't know all her numbers. She was just kind of like 100,
113.
106, 14, 114. Like it was all over the place, but she kind of kept just incrementally going up. So I don't know how many numbers she actually said, but she hit 1,000 eventually, dude. I had to clap when I was I was sitting there like this. I was sitting there like this, and I had that little kid next to me going, just all over my shoulder.
You're one of the people that clap
shit.
when the plane lands.
Hell, when I was a kid, I did that, bro. When I was a kid, I definitely did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude. Oh, Lord. It would have been a long flight, I'll
my
tell you. There was a
God.
lot of kids that were supposed to be on that flight, too. There was like, I mean, kids were playing tag. They were running around. I thought the kids were going to fall over me. It was a long day. It was a long day.
Seems like it.
But hey, makes for a good story, you know?
That's right.
Now we got to
It's a good
find a
way to
different
look at it.
weekend to go back home. So that'll be fun. Ah, shit. But yeah, I think it's about time to wrap it up, man. We've been live for almost 2 hours, so. Dude, look at the duo. Look at that fucking duo.
TBA, Jake swimming is prego.
Hell
What?
no. Hell no, brother. No,
Am I gonna be an
no.
Echo?
Oh, God, dude, yeah.
An
Uncle
Uncle?
OpTic Texas Burner over here, dude. Nah, definitely not yet, brother. I'm not ready for that shit, dude. Getting a puppy last year was like a wake-up call to me. I was like, fuck, dude, I don't know if I could deal with kids.
Little baby Jake running around.
Holy shit, dude. As much as that sounds like
go,
dude, if I could fast forward to when the kid's like 4, that would be sick. But the leading up to that shit, I'm not ready, bro. I'm not mentally
You
prepared.
say that now, but like in the actual moment, you would be
Sorry.
sad if that happened.
What if they fast forwarded?
Yeah, because
I mean,
you would
dude,
miss miss some of the
Yeah, I mean,
the
yeah.
growing up.
I'm in no rush to have kids, bro. No rush.
I am.
All right. I mean, shit, I'll see you at Champs, brother. Let's make it happen.
I'm trying to pop out 30 little me's.
30? Jesus
Bro,
Christ,
what's
he's trying to field his own fucking football team over there.
It's his own sweatshop, his own CDL team.
Oh,
Challengers
Lord.
and league.
Dude, you could have your own. Dude, I think one of us got to have a kid that makes the league. I think we got to set that as a goal for the podcast.
My kid's playing 18 hours a day.
That's it?
That's it.
No,
18
no sleep.
and 60 other sleep. That's it.
Oh, God.
Did you see
Yeah.
Banks?
Dude, I saw
had
that.
Nade.
He gave Nate a plan B after he beat him on stage. It was so funny, dude. Banks is fucking hilarious, bro.
Preston hates Lamar and Rokkr, and Boston still sucks. Solid recap.
That is the recap, honestly.
Very solid recap.
Matches this weekend are boring.
And Alex has disappeared.
Alex is going ghost mode on us.
Let's look at my Twitter.
Dude, I wish we could go back in time to those 60-50 days. I mean, Preston, you weren't even around at that point, right? Because you came in Black Ops 3.
Yep. I mean, I have watched all like the videos at the house and the smooth competitions and all that. I've seen all the videos, but in the moment, no, I didn't know of anything until Black Ops 3.
It was fucking 60-50 New York FaZe house, bro. Jesus Christ, take me back.
This was probably one of the funniest moments.
Take me
ever.
back. Dude, I see that GIF like every week when I type in NADESHOT in the GIF bar when I reply to tweets.
Dude, when Hex woke him up, he was like, Nade! That shit was comedy. I need a baby Jake.
Hell no. Not yet. Not yet. Dude, Fueled. The Hunting OpTic series. Dude, when I tell you, bro, if you go back to like 2008 to 2010, bro, my favorite YouTuber in middle school was Syndicate, the Minecraft YouTuber, the Syndicate Project. And then he did that fucking Minecraft series, Hunting OpTic with OpTic. It was like my world just came together into one. And I was like in heaven, bro, watching that series. Like, it was literally my two favorite things. 60-50 OpTic and Syndicate Minecraft. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm getting bricked right now just thinking about it.
I was talking about this today with my buddies. I don't know anything Minecraft related, really at
Really?
all. So the
Dude,
syndicate
you're
that I
going
know,
through.
the syndicate that I know is zombies. That's the
Yeah. I
syndicate
mean,
that I know.
he's been zombies most of his time too.
So like when he made a tweet today saying like I don't even remember like some series or some shit that he did on
Dude,
Minecraft.
10 years since
That's
Mayanite,
it.
bro.
Mayanite. That's
10
it. Yeah.
years, bro.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Dude, I mean, it was fucking legendary, bro. Captain Sparkles, Jericho. Fuck, I can't remember Jericho's girlfriend's name at the time, but she was also a Minecraft YouTuber that was in the series with Syndicate. They had
I
lore,
don't
bro.
know
It was a
who
whole
any
series.
of those people
You don't
are.
know who Captain Sparkles is? Firefox. I wanted to say Echo
Nope.
Fox, but that's an esports team.
Firefox, like the browser.
That's a browser. Dude, you actually don't know who Captain Sparkles is?
Nope.
I thought Captain Sparkles kind of transcended just Minecraft. I mean, he did music and stuff.
I know nothing Minecraft related.
Yeah, but I thought he transcended it, so that's why.
Nope.
Damn, that's crazy. You don't know dude. How
I
you
know who
guys
Captain Sparkle is, yeah.
Holy shit, you guys don't know Captain Sparkles? Are you kidding me? How many subscribers does he have on YouTube now? 12 million?
I could tell you that I am not in that 12 million.
He's got 11.4 million. What a fucking pull out of me.
I don't think I've seen a single Captain Sparkles video.
You know who was really my childhood outside of OpTic? Like deadass?
Who?
Vanos.
Vanos, that's a good one too.
Vanos Gaming, dude. Like,
dude,
when I tell you the amount of videos that I watch from him, Wildcat, literally everyone was an absurd amount.
Dude, I probably consumed way too much KYR Speedy Ninja Diffuses than I could ever imagine in my life. Watching
White
fucking
Boy 7th Street.
Oh, White Boy 7th Street, Only Use Me Blade, bro. Like, now we're fucking throwing it back. X-Jaws, bro. Chat, who remembers X-Jaws?
I think my first White Boy 7th Street video was his one-man army nuke on Wasteland. The fastest nuke.
I remember that video. See, those videos I know. I just don't know anything Minecraft. I genuinely don't know who Captain Sparkles is.
That's crazy. That I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter because, like, I don't know what he even does anymore. But that motherfucker.
Isn't he a bear?
Bear?
Yeah.
A bear?
A bear?
I don't want to say the
Cocaine
word.
Bear?
No. Bear.
He's a Pedialyte bear. He's a mascot for Pedialyte?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. We're going down the fucking rabbit hole. What is
Pedialyte.
Yeah, bro. I miss some of the OG days, man. I really do.
Yeah.
It's going to feel really OG this in a couple weeks when OpTic go back-to-back, so don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad for yourself, I think.
Nah, dude. I would love that.
Gold Glove, yeah.
Gold Glove's a good throwback. UMG Chris. Oh, shit.
God.
UMG fucking Chris. Where did that guy, bro? I hope he's doing good.
Jake, genuine last question before I log the fuck off and go to bed. Which 100T/LAT team would you rather have? This current iteration of the LAT organization?
I know what you're gonna ask.
or the AIX Black Ops 3 100T
Oh, that's
iteration.
not even what I thought. I thought you were gonna ask about the team that played today. No, dude, give me this one right now over the AIX Black Ops 3 one for sure, dude. No shot I want that AIX Black Ops 3 team ever touching the sticks again, bro.
Okay, what about...
That team was horrid. Jesus.
What about the LAT team today or the 100T team that played today?
Dude, honestly, bro. I mean, are we talking in their... We're not talking in their primes, obviously.
No, I'm talking right now.
I'm sticking with the LAT team. I'm sorry.
Okay.
JCap and Enable are great in their own right. Mud Dog Scott, you know his stuff. I mean, Josh, he's funny. You know, he's a good guy. Don't know if he'd cut it in the CDL, but you know. Nah, give me the term,
my personal favorite jersey in esports is the Prison 100 Thieves jersey that they wore.
Dude, I need one of those so bad. I want like one jersey of every 100T jersey that's been out. Like that's my goal
They're
is to
so
collect all
bad,
of those.
bro.
I really want the Black Ops 4 Champs jerseys. I've had one
I've
on
told
eBay for
y'all
a while.
this so many times about like the OpTic jerseys that like I always see like there's two specific people on Twitter that I follow. They always get like these crazy OpTic jerseys, like OG ones. And I'm like, brother, how the fuck do you find these? Just on Twitter, apparently. I mean, on eBay, apparently. But like, I've not been able to find.
You honestly, you probably have to literally go on every day. Like you probably have to go on every day or like set some sort of filters or find a website with a bot that'll notify you if certain listings come up. It's probably the only way because those guys probably see it and immediately snap that shit up.
Dude, like one of them bought the pink one, and I've wanted that pink one for so long. That breast cancer awareness one that they did.
I would love the pink one too, bro. Set up a Google alert for it. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely got to be alerts you can do for sure. I think that would probably be the move for you.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap this up, man. I think it's time to wrap this up. Preston's gotta go make babies. He's got 30 up on the come up here. He's got to start with one. He's been fingering that
20
watermelon all night.
29. My girlfriend just doesn't know yet.
Oh shit, she got you pregnant already.
Yeah, she did.
Oh god, dude, that fucking watermelon is too funny, dude. He's been going ham on that thing all night, dude. Oh god, would 100T be a thing? DK to 7 bows? Would you? I don't know, Phil. That's a good question. That's a good question. Sorry, dude. My eyes are watering, bro. Oh god. All right, chat. We gotta close it out, man. We appreciate everyone for hanging out for the last 2 hours. We're losing our minds. Thank you to everyone for being here live. If you guys are listening in post, we hope you guys enjoyed the show, enjoyed the shenanigans here towards the end. Let us know if you have any questions that you want us to talk about on future podcasts. If like you don't usually make the live show, just drop them in the comments and I'll write those down to get into next time for people that are listening in post. But boys, any closing words before we head into matches this weekend?
No, I mean, good to have matches back. Hopefully this major goes by pretty quickly because I want to get a champs already. I'm trying to get there, trying to see my boys live and direct, film some OF content, But yeah, as always, we appreciate all the support, all the love from everyone. Even if you fucking hate our guts, you're still watching us shitters. So we appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, as always, appreciate it and go OpTic.
Yep. Appreciate all you guys. Go OpTic as always. And everyone sit back, hang tight. We only have to watch Lamar accuracy play 8 more series of Call of Duty in his career.
Maybe 7
8
if
to
they don't
go,
make
people.
champs. Or no, I guess the major. You're right. Major 4.
Yeah. 8 series. That's it. It's just 8 series. We'll do a countdown every single episode. That's it.
That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. Oh my
I'm just joking. It's not my beef isn't with Lamar. It's with the Rokkr. Lamar has a big reason for it, but it's with the Rokkr.
Oh man.
Rokkr going to champs? I wouldn't bet my house on that, brother. I don't even know if I'd throw a penny on that. I'm gonna keep it up. I wouldn't throw the stock, the cost of FaZe stock on that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh,
all right, that's it for me. Peace, love, God bless America. Woo!
All right, chat. Yo, thank you guys so much for hanging out, man. We appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys next week with the show. I'll be live with watch parties this weekend. And yeah, we appreciate you, chat. Have a good rest of your night.
Peace.